Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I'm Azer, and you're watching the 2020 Osu Taiko World Cup. We're about to see United Kingdom versus Brazil, and right now I'm joined by Incandescence. How are you doing, man? Right, it appears my partner's microphone is muted.
Yes, I have to push to talk on. I gotta get used to that again. Hello, I'm sorry, I'm doing fine. How about you?
Pretty good, pretty good. Pretty excited to
Disappeared for a
see.
few weeks, dropping in mid-tourney. Are you excited? Especially starting with a good match too.
Yeah, I like all these new, this new interface for the stream. Looks very pretty. I hope people enjoy that as well. It looks very good. But yeah, United Kingdom versus Brazil should be a very, very interesting match considering both of these teams are fairly good. Had some good round of 16 matches. Both of them went undefeated in the group stage, I believe, as well. Haven't lost a single map. I think we did see, particularly last year, Brazil was very, very good. Had a very good, very strong finish.
Yeah, Brazil did really well last year. The United Kingdom did alright last year, but they're poised to do a lot better this year since Mango has joined their roster. He's a very strong player. Definitely going to change the fortune of the United Kingdom by that alone.
Yeah, as it turns out, actually, for the past 2 years in Taiko World Cup, it has been Brazil who has eliminated the UK. So both 2018 and 2019, which is pretty funny.
But we see a change in fortune here. I think we will. I personally think the UK has a bit of an advantage here. But you never know. I thought that France had the advantage last match, and I was wrong. So.
I think it's always nice that there's always a bit of variety, I suppose, from year to year. You would think like the results would be a lot more, I don't know, standardized. You know, like Japan is probably first and all that. But there's been quite a lot of like teams that show up pretty big from year to year, and it seems to change a little bit. I think Brazil being probably the biggest example of that last year.
And the year before that, I believe the big shocker was Indonesia.
Please take your change. Notes are dispensed below the scanner.
Please don't forget your change.
We go into Tesco now.
Especially notes.
New audio voice for self-service checkout.
Remove this item before continuing.
This can now be placed in your bag.
Club card accepted.
All of your Tesco points add up.
Please take your change. Notes are dispensed below the scanner.
Please don't forget your change, especially notes.
Take your change.
Wow, a reminder that if you are using such self-service checkouts to wash your hands after you use them. Thank you.
And take your change. I think we already know who picked this warm-up.
This can now be placed in your bag.
Club card accepted.
All of your Tesco points add up.
This is actually mapped correctly. That's crazy.
Your change, especially notes.
That was a whole 20 seconds of beauty right there. I don't think we're gonna see a better warm-up than that, ladies and gentlemen.
And the description of this map is very appropriately probably my best map. I think I can agree with that. Let's see what Brazil have as a reply to that wonderful warm-up.
Unexpected.
Nice.
They are. Oh my God, Gohiki is a Brazilian. Okay, never. Now Horizon is Brazilian.
Wait, it's 10 stars. He wants to play Hidden Flashlight.
Hidden Flashlight is easy, bro. What do you mean? I sight read everything with Hidden Flashlight.
What am I listening to?
Segura DJ, vou confessar a vocês que eu não consigo a número 5. DJ, velocidade 5 na dança do Creu.
I can hear 1/8 doublets, maybe. Who knows? It is 10 stars.
I don't know what I'm hearing.
You're hearing music. Beautiful music.
Okay, he's playing Easy Flashlight. Okay. Well, this is pretty tame so far.
So far.
Nice.
Oh, here come the doublets. This is the beginning of it all.
Segura DJ, vou confessar a vocês que eu não consigo a número 5.
Amazing. Such a good song.
Yep, there it is.
Yep.
That was beautiful.
I think there's no other way to describe it. It's beautiful. It's a work of art.
I gotta say, I prefer the UK's warm up. Just a personal thing.
Okay, so That is the warm-up's done and over with.
É creu neles, é creu nelas. Bora que vamos.
I can't believe we have to listen to this for more, for longer.
Bro, what do you mean? It's great.
It is great.
Habilidade, pois essa dança ela não é mole não. Eu venho te lembrar, são 5 velocidades. Pra dançar creu tem que ter disposição. Pra dançar creu tem que ter habilidade. Eu venho te lembrar que ela não é mole não. Eu venho te falar que são 5 velocidades. A primeira de
92 and then 25.
é assim, ó. Creu, creu, creu. Se ligou? De novo. Creu, creu, creu. Número 2. Creu, 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 creu. Continua
Looks like UK going with the first span. It's going to be Free Mod 3, Zombie Sunset. Let's see what Brazil chooses to answer with.
Tá ficando difícil, hein? Agora eu quero ver na 4. Tá aumentando, mané! Segura, DJ! Vou confessar a vocês que eu não consigo a número 5. DJ! Velocidade 5 na dança do creu!
Dream to Nightmare, taken off the game by Hirok.
Here we go. One more loop.
Nice. We get some music. So first pick hidden from the Brazilian team.
I know we're gonna see Gohigi for hidden. Mango, yes, that makes sense. He can do hidden. That is probably stronger mod. And the people on Brazil's team, that also adds up. So this is about what I would expect for a hidden map.
Alright, looks like everyone's in. So Uhigi and Mango versus Skull Kid and Hirok or Hiroke. Not actually certain on that one. But here we go as we finally get into the match. United Kingdom versus Brazil. An early miss from Skull Kid.
Also, there was a number of accuracy drawbacks on Gohigi. This is his weaker mod. Everyone knows him to be the hard rock god of the mode, but does struggle a little bit with hidden as his accuracy is showing.
Ooh. Mango finds himself a break. He had the highest accuracy for a while, but might give a little bit of room for Brazil to take it back, and then
Yeah,
Gohigi follows it up with his own, so Brazil taking back the lead here.
This is another shorter map, only barely 2 minutes long. Barely not 2 minutes long. We're halfway through the map now. The score difference looks like it's about 40 to 50,000 points. There's still half the map to go though, so there is still some chance for things to happen, especially with the length of some of these patterns, especially on hidden. It's rough.
There might be a small... Okay, that was an interesting miss from Gohigi. I was gonna say, Skull Kid might have given them a bit of a window to claw the score back, but Gohigi with a missed on the slowest part. And that'll be it for Brazil. Taking the first point on their first pick.
Solid performances across the board, really, but Hurricane really running away with that FC. Only 6 100s. That was crazy.
Yeah, Mago's actually not too far behind of him in accuracy, but that miss did hurt him a little bit. All right, no roster changes from either side.
Definitely the challenge here with this map is, as you can see from the intro, just
That's just straight
Yep.
up 4 FCs. Wow. So this is an accuracy battle that UK is just going to be victorious in, even though HeroK does have the best accuracy in the lobby, again with the 600s. It's not going to be enough, though. So UK win their own point. They tie it up 1-1.
Close, so depending on how Brazil feels about the second DT, that's possible. But
Groundhog it is.
they're gonna pick the gimmick map. This is a very rough gimmick map.
So you want to be a DJ? It's going to take an awful lot of practice. Are you ready?
I think Brazil are pretty experienced at DJing based on that warm-up they picked.
Yeah, they really want to be DJs, definitely.
Oh, all right.
Quick machine gun there.
There we go. Map number 3. I think this was Brazil's pick.
So you want to be a DJ? It's going to take an awful lot of practice.
This is a very long, very difficult map, but I know that both players on the UK are capable of playing it. I feel like it's just going to come down to who can do it better.
Ooh. Gohigi bites the first bullet. Understandably so. Some of these ninjas are quite hard to memorize, I would assume.
Yeah, like I said, I wasn't kidding when I said this map is rough.
Let's face it, that was easy.
I'm more so impressed that he's the only one to have missed so far.
Come on, let's go.
Even that miss, though, isn't really enough to give Brazil that good of a lead because of how higher Gohi's accuracy is than the entire Brazilian team.
That was a robber, right? It wasn't just me.
Yeah.
Nice.
I have to concede that.
Yeah, that is correct. Gohigi's still holding the highest AC. You know, he does have the only miss, but I think it's contributing a lot to
I introduce you to a
UK's small lead here.
Yeah, Foster's
Not too
accuracy
far
is
behind.
underneath 98%. Hirok not even over 99. Both UK players are over
Oh, no.
99%. So
We're losing him.
time to sort out the men from the boys. Wow. Watch out. Wow. Crumbs.
Alright, everyone getting through that pretty well. We've sorted out the men from the boys.
Wow. This is no time to coach.
You could just strengthening their lead here too with Gohigi's accuracy on this. Mango not too far behind too, but both of them are
Oh my goodness.
significantly ahead of the Brazilian players. There we go. Foxer finds the... Oh, Gohigi answers it though. That is a full combo down. Not that it's going to matter too much. Gohigi still has the highest accuracy.
But do you really think you have what it takes to compete with the mighty scratch perverts? This could be a step far.
Here we go as we step into a bit of a more complicated section here. Foxer just finding a lot of accuracy drops and a couple of misses here and there. Still 2 FCs.
Come on, quit. Sorry, am I putting you off? Don't fall apart now. Ooh, that's fast.
I think we're about to see the first break point of this match, as UK does have a pretty solid lead here. It would have to be pretty catastrophic for them to lose in the last bit of the map here. Not there isn't really much remaining. I think that's going to be it.
My match.
Very good performance from them. Notably Gohigi with the accuracy as well. Well, he did find a couple of misses, but yeah, Mango and Hiroke with the first, the only full combos on their teams, rather. Man, that is going to be a solid break point for the United Kingdom, and now they get to play on their own pick. And straight away, no mod 3. It's going to be Creep. I think everyone knows what to expect from a Flashbulb song. Welcome back.
Although, I don't know why my packet loss rate shot up to 40%, but my internet, my ping was completely fine, so I don't know what happened there.
Happens. Again, this seems to be a bit of on the longer side, I think over 3 minutes. Seems like the UK is really prepared with their picks, though. Kind of just picking them instantly, like less than 5 seconds before the map finishes, or like after the map finishes. But here we go, map number 4. Again, no changes. There hasn't been any roster swaps for any of the maps so far.
Well, the 4 players that are on, or the 2 players
there's
on
been
each
one
team,
on the Brazilian side, I think.
it's like most of the people that they've been putting forward, especially the UK, Gohiki and Mango are their 2 strongest players by a fairly decent margin. You can use Horizon, you can use Dusk, because they both have strengths that Gohiki and Mango don't. But for the ones that are being played right now, they are definitely the best choices.
I feel like this is a map Mango would be good on. It's pretty relaxing so far, though. Let's go with the first accuracy drop.
This is definitely a more technical pick.
Ooh.
Like, Gohigi's gonna find a drop. Everyone's lost their double S now.
Some of those bursts are really fast. It's very understandable. Yeah, with a bit of a break here, Brazil having the lead Even though Mango still has the highest accuracy.
This is the UK's pick. As a reminder, as you can see from the red outline, that would not be good for the UK's pick to be a Brazilian breakpoint here.
That's still really close. And Skulkid finds himself a miss. And
Yeah.
Hero does as well. That's actually going to do it, I think. UK going to have a pretty sizable lead from that.
Yeah, that's
both holding
definitely
pretty strong, so...
That's definitely what the UK was looking for. Brazil held a lead for a little bit too long. I'm glad that they're coming back with it though.
Yeah, actually earlier on in the map too, we saw Skulkid had a pretty big accuracy lead over Gohigi, but it now seems to have flipped a little bit with the misses that he's found himself, and Gohigi recovered very well. Yeah, that's gonna do it. The United Kingdom get their own pick now with the 2-map lead. I think that's what they wanted. Mego with 1100s. Gonna be the MVP for this one. So you have to wonder what Brazil is going to go for next. You did mention the other hidden would be good for them, but you have to ask if they want to save it for later or just bust it out now. And those look like they're going to bring it out now. So find your keepers. I think they'd really have to win this one. I think it would be pretty devastating to lose 2 of your own picks. Based on how the first hidden went, Brazil should be taking this one.
Yeah, Brazil did win by a pretty decent margin, but it wasn't necessarily a runaway victory, I would say. So there is some room, I guess, but you can never be too sure when the teams are so equally matched.
Yeah, Mego not too confident, it looks like. We'll have to see how it goes though. Have to see specifically if Hero K can keep playing so well. He's been doing really good for all the maps he's played.
Yeah, Hidden is definitely Herox. I say Herox. Definitely his strong suit, as well as Dusk's.
Ooh, that's a lot of misses already.
Yeah, Dusk and Hero K are going to be the people to find misses straight out the gate. Mango double S-ing though, it's going to keep UK in the lead, even though Skull Kid is also double S-ing.
What was that? What happened to Hero? His chain missed for like 30 misses or something. He missed the entire stream. Mango with the only 99 and the only combo remaining. I think on this type of map, it seems more likely to just get chain misses than just to get lower accuracy. I think everyone that's had major accuracy drops has just been a chain miss. But yeah, this is really, really hard to recover from.
Yeah, his accuracy is so low compared to everyone else in the room, especially even Skull Kid's struggling, only has about 1% higher than Hurricane, and the UK is running away with the accuracy.
Yeah, pretty solidly. I think even without that chain miss thing, Mango's score right there was so good. I don't even think it would have mattered. And Dusk had a higher score than Skull Kid as well, right? So it's been unfortunate for Hurricane. 26 misses. I don't think they were all in that section, but I think at least like 20 were. It's pretty rough, but I don't think it would have mattered too much. Mango with 800. It's a pretty hard carry on this one, taking the lead up to 4-1 for the United Kingdom. Oh, apparently he's practiced the wrong map. Oh, that's tragic.
Wait. That is so sad. Oh my god, Hurricane.
Ooh. Now this is a good song.
Yes, I've been looking forward to this being picked. And last match it was banned, so I was a little sad, but I'm glad I get to see it now.
Always happy to see this song in more and more rhythm games.
Oh wait, I remember looking at this because it was something I had to look at it for something in the BN. Yes, this is a very good map. I remember now.
The Brazil does have quite a mountain to surpass here. Down 3 points. And now they're playing on the UK's pick as well, so.
Yeah, they wanted to change their pick there, it seems, but it's a little bit too late for that.
Oh. So they perhaps like starting with a player that wasn't planned to be there, I would assume.
Yeah, it was said in the chat that he's not responding. Don't know who he is, but
Okay, well we'll have to see how things go. They seem to be handling this pretty okay so far. No accuracy drops whatsoever.
yeah, the UK entirely holding double S's. Brazil doing great as well, but not double S's.
See how they handle streams. Everyone getting through those very well. So he still has the SS. Mango only has 100. I don't know what other player they wanted to put in, but it doesn't look like they needed him. Is that it? Gohigi with the SS in quarterfinals. Very well done. Mango as well with the 300s. That was a very, very solid performance out of the UK.
I would say solid performances across the board, regardless of that one miss. These are very high accuracy plays. But yeah, definitely extra props to Gohiki and Mango for getting 3 100s and a double S. Hirake with 8 100s. That was just overall impressive plays from everyone. That was nice. And also a very nice song to go along with it.
Yeah, it's match point now. Bit of a dire situation for Brazil. And they're out of hidden picks.
Brazil
Ooh.
gonna dip their foot into Hard Rock now. That's definitely interesting picking Hard Rock against Gohigi, but perhaps Brazil really has practiced this map. Maybe UK doesn't have a player that can match Gohigi's ability on Hard Rock for this map specifically. So, I mean, hey, they picked it for a reason.
Yeah, we do see Korin hopping in for the first time in this match. Gonna have to see if he can be the savior that Brazil needs right now. The Gohigi counter. Looks like Mango's gonna be stepping out as well. For Horizon, maybe?
Yeah, that is who I would have guessed to replace Mango if he was gonna step out. I wasn't sure if he was gonna step out or not.
Alright, here we go. See if the UK can keep the momentum going, or if Brazil have an answer to their monstrous performance here. This is a bit of a shorter song as well, so it's only 2 minutes. Seems to be pretty even across the board for everyone so far.
Horizon sitting underneath 99% accuracy is what's giving Brazil a very marginal lead right now. Both Brazil players are playing very well. Gohiki Hirake with the same accuracy. Corn a little bit underneath, and then Horizon, as I said, underneath 99.
About 2/3 in now. Brazil's keeping their lead. Still really close, but looks like it's gonna happen. Brazil might be taking this point. And there it is. They're not out yet. Hero actually matching Gohigi's. Oh, never mind. He got 100 at the end. Well, they almost got the same accuracy. Karn as well with the 500s. That was very well played by the Brazilian team. Gohigi successfully countered.
Another point where all 4 players get an FC, though.
That is true. I think that is definitely good for the Brazilian team, especially for their mental after losing a hidden pick. I think that's always a bit demotivating if it's something you're supposed to be really strong at, but they take the hard rock. Might be able to tough it out until the tiebreaker, but for now, gotta handle the UK's pick. There's still a lot open. Haven't seen any free mods yet. And there it is. Fremont 2 Gene Disruption. Again, another pretty short map, 2 minutes.
I imagine Gohigi's going to be going hidden hard rock. I feel like Hurricane might match that. I'm not too sure what Foxer or Teasel are going to do.
Yeah. With Teasel coming in for this one, is all of the UK players participating in this match.
They have achieved the goal of having everyone in the team play at least once.
I feel like that's kind of rare for Taiko World Cup, isn't it? Most teams have like 2 or 3 players that are just better mostly, right? So more well-rounded, I should say. Here we go. Hero and Gohigi with the HHR. He's going Nomad. Hidden from Foxer.
So Brazil's going to have a little bit of a score advantage here.
Yeah, I think that extra mod advantage is showing up pretty huge here because everyone's kind of even. There's a bit of an accuracy lead for the Brazilian team so far, but look at the point lead. We're not even halfway there.
These streams are a little rough to read on hidden, but I'm not that good at hidden, so I'm biased, but that does leave a good bit of opportunity for note lock here.
Oh, okay, Hero finds a miss, but they've got a sizable enough lead. I'm not sure if it's going to matter too much. Oh, oh, okay, he's recovered. All right, that was a bit scary at the end.
Yeah, I was like, you want to be careful not to note lock here.
Yeah, that was really close, but yeah, I would almost want to say this was just won purely through mod advantage. Every player kind of just played the same. Hero did find a couple of misses, but it didn't really matter too much because he made up for it with his accuracy. But yeah, just the extra mod pretty much giving Brazil that point there. And now it's their pick. Again, I think there's not much left. I believe there's 2 nomads, a hard rock, a DT, and a free mod. Oh, Dope Rider it is. I think this is the first time this has been picked.
That's I have not seen. I didn't see this picked last match.
Yeah, this is the first time this has been picked so far. Coming to think about it, I think the hidden 1 pick that Brazil opened with, I believe, was also the first time that map was played. Still a couple of points for Brazil to get for it to happen, but might potentially be looking at a tiebreaker here. So far, even though this is only the fourth game in this stage, a lot of close games so far have happened. So Sweden versus Singapore had a tiebreaker earlier. Italy versus France almost had one as well.
I will say that that the fact that they're going after DT is a little weird, given that the last DT was picked by the UK and it was also won by the UK. I was gonna mention earlier that picking double time is a decent decision because it did come down to accuracy in that case, but you know, I wouldn't want to take that risk if it comes down to accuracy again for the opponent's match point.
All right, we'll have to see what kind of accuracies we're going to see on this map.
It's definitely a very different map, but I don't think the difference when you're talking about players who are as good as Gohiki and Mango and even Foxer and Hiroke, I don't think that difference is really going to matter too much.
Yeah, a couple of accuracy struggles early on from Foxer, but Gohiki does find himself in mid. Foxer's kind of recovering pretty well, so Brazil actually with a slight lead, but no, it's really close. It's kind of going back and forth. A lot of hundreds from everyone. It's really hard to time.
It's all going to come down to whether or not Foxer, for now, whether or not Foxer finds more 100s and even a miss, and if the UK can continue to be consistent like that.
It's worth noting that Gohiki did miss, but his accuracy is still pretty high up there. Almost matching Hiroke. Still really close. Foxer keeps getting a couple of hundreds. Still really close. I think as long as Foxer can recover his accuracy a little bit, Hiroke can hold it on in the 99s, but they aren't. UK actually takes the lead at the very end. I don't know if they can keep it. It's really close.
Yeah, Hiroke dropping a good bit of accuracy there at the advantage. That's going to give UK the final point that they need.
Oof, it looks so
That does.
until the very end.
Yep, that feeds exactly into why I would not have picked this for the match point, but
Yeah, Hiroke was matching Gohiki really well, but that last section dropped a couple too many 200s, and I think it's going to cost them. And that's 6-3 in favor of the United Kingdom. They'll be moving on.
yep, the United Kingdom will be moving on to the semifinals and the winners bracket. This is a winners bracket match, so if you were worried, don't be. Brazil, you'll still see Brazil next week in the losers bracket. I'm sure if we see the bracket here, we may be able to see who they might be going up against. Yeah, Brazil will be going up versus Italy, so that's going to be an interesting matchup next week. Still waiting on opponents for Sweden and Germany. Okay, I've just been told by the booth that it's actually Brazil versus Sweden next week, and not versus the Italians. So now that we have that straight, it's still going to be an interesting matchup. Sweden did do fairly great earlier today versus Singapore. That was a really fun, fantastic match to watch. But until then, we'll be back for the United States versus Canada, which is another. We had a series of great matches here today, and this is going to be another one to end the day off, at least if you are in the Western Hemisphere.
I think that one might be a little bit interesting too, because they're both top-seeded teams in the lower bracket, so a lot on the line for both of them. So if you're interested in seeing that, come back in 30 minutes. And yeah, that'll be it. See you guys later.
Greetings, user. Neural link established. Ready for takeoff.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the 2020 Taiko World Cup. Doland here with my boy Azer. What's up, man?
Hey, how's it going?
For a epic Dolan versus Azer, I mean U.S. Canada match, we've got equality in bias here, Azer.
Sure.
it'll work out. But anyway,
definitely,
US Canada losers brag. We were talking earlier that's kind of really uncommon.
Yeah, definitely not something to be expected, I would say, just judging off of the past results of both of those teams. And I mean, they're both top seeds, and they're both in losers bracket, so there's a lot on the line for both of them, beyond just the, you know, like the national pride, you know, like the NA wars.
Oh yeah, not only is it an NA war, it's two top-seeded teams in the losers bracket here in the quarterfinal stage, so there's a lot of pride at stake here. You lose here, you're out of the tournament early. But the US coming off of a 6-1 loss to China. Who beat Canada in the round of 16? Kind of forget.
That would be South Korea. South Korea with a
that's
6-0. Which is also
Yeah.
kind of expected. Not really expected, but South Korea are really, really strong this year, so...
Yeah, they're looking to maybe challenge for that second place spot. That's going to be really hyped to see how they do in the tournament, but now we have two teams that are normally kind of powerhouses here in a early losers bracket scenario. For the US, it's going to be Loopy, Threeson, Cheese Salad, Electro, and Hoop Wheat against Barry, Vlad, Jenner, Lime, and Rubies from Canada.
I think there's a lot of new players on both of these countries, or like players that were a lot stronger before but aren't playing this year or something. Or maybe there's some name changes I'm not really aware of, but I believe Hoop Wheat, Lime, and Rubies are playing the Tiger World Cup for the first time. I could be wrong. All of the other names are fairly familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Electro is pretty notable as well, like even beyond Taiko. If you guys didn't know, he's a very successful multi-mode player. I believe he's 4-digit or less in all modes.
Yes, and he's actually played in every World Cup besides OWC itself, so that's pretty insane when you think about it. And not just played on the teams, had pretty good runs on all of those teams in all those World Cups, so he's done a lot in the game. Notable name, but we have some notable names on the Canadian side too. Vlad, Janitor, mainstays of the Canadian roster with Barry.
Yeah, I think Barry as well is... I could be wrong. I don't think I am. I believe he's a very good 4K player as well. I'd have to like brush up on my my knowledge of like all of the Canadian players from other modes, but it is a familiar name. So, but yeah, of course, Vlad and Janitor have been here for such a long time, and they did have some very, very good results for the Canadian team historically.
Yeah, that's true. I believe they've placed in the top 3 before, if I'm not mistaken. I believe Canada's come away with a 3rd place medal at least once.
Yeah, 2017 or 2018.
And I think the US has basically done the same too. I think they got 3rd once, or was that 4th? I can't even remember. But these are two teams that have kind of, for a while, they played second fiddle to Japan, Taiwan. They were kind of in that second group right below them, vying for that bronze medal spot. So it's really interesting to see them collide on a map pool, I guess you could say, of lower difficulty than they'd be used to facing each other on a quarterfinals pool.
Yeah, I think as we've seen in the past couple of matches that have been played so far, a lot of these maps are going to come down to accuracy. A lot of them are 4-way full combos, you know?
Yeah, every 100 matters, especially when we're talking about two teams of this caliber. Italy and France demonstrated that earlier, put on a great match. Italy getting the 6-4 win there. We've had some pretty intense matches already in the bracket stage. I think Sweden and Singapore played the tiebreak. So we've already gotten our a fair dosage of hype here. Hopefully we can continue that with the NA Wars. Me and Ace are going to try to not be at each other's throats, being that we're on opposite sides of the fence on this one.
As always.
As always. As always. So I believe we're going to be waiting for the second warm-up here. And we'll get right into it, but a lot of interesting stuff going on here in this match. I believe it was Loopy who he played a pretty good match against China, so I'm really interested to see how he's going to step up. Threeson, I know, had a few notable performances as well. I can't speak.
So I believe we'll get started soon-ish. I think we're finishing up a couple of issues here. I believe they're currently playing the first warm-up. I don't think it's going to be streamed. Or maybe it's already been completed.
It has just been completed from what we've been told. So hopefully we'll get you in for the second warm-up. But I can't wait for this. I've been looking forward to this match all week.
Yeah, the one thing I'm pretty curious about is I haven't really been too active with keeping up with taiko players and stuff like that. But based on how strong Vlad and name escapes me, but you know, the two really good Canadian players on the team,
Vlad and Janitor.
Yeah, Bot and Janitor, sorry. I wonder if we're gonna see the other players playing much. Like, I don't know much about Lime and Rubies. I don't know if they've played yet.
It's always fun to get to see new players to the World Cup step up and see how they perform. So hopefully we do get to see some of these newer players. I always look for that in the early stages. But we did see Lime in the lobby there just before we switched back to this graphic. By the way, these graphics, 10 out of 10.
Yeah, somehow they keep just improving the layout every year. It's always been in the last. It's been pleasing.
I can't wait. Flight, you do a good job. Yeah, we got Barry and Lyman right now. We got some... Oh, I thought it was 9 stars for a second. Barry said in the chat, I was like, 9 stars, 6.7. They're going for some big boy warm-ups here.
Canadian warm-up by a Canadian mapper, I believe.
Well, I do like the song choice. I'll give him that. Sounds pretty epic. But Azer, you used to play a little taiko back in the day, right?
Yeah.
A little taiko. So what are some things that you are kind of... I don't know how much of the World Cup you've gotten to catch, but what are some things you're kind of expecting to see potentially here play out?
I'm not too sure, really. I unfortunately haven't really had a chance to catch up with this current World Cup. Been pretty busy, traveling a lot.
I feel that. Two casters who haven't really gotten to watch much of the World Cup. But you know what? It's going to go down, and we're going to be here. But I think, as much as it pains me to say, I think that when you just look at the teams, I think Canada is slightly favored.
Yeah, I think on paper and like just based on like my historical knowledge of both of these teams, which isn't much, but you know, like in the past like 2 or 3 years or something, I would say on a hard pool, Canada would definitely take this for sure, just based on how good Vlad and Janitor are. But on on one of the earlier pools, such as the quarterfinals pool, as we're about to play, United States have a couple of players that are really, really consistent. That might have like a little bit of a lower skill cap, maybe, but still able to go head to head with these players. So it could really go either way. And again, both of these teams are top seed, and this is a lower bracket match, right? So you'd expect both of them to show up 100% because they're gone if it doesn't go their way. So
it's now or never. Go big or go home, as they say. But yeah, you're right. On earlier pools, it's always interesting to see because you can see lower ranked teams in terms of seeding compete with some of the more premier teams, the higher seeded teams. And kind of the easier the map pool is, you know, there's always that chance of a potential upset. It really does come down to consistency and accuracy. I think one thing that Italy and France kind of showed us earlier today is that accuracy plays a huge role here in this map pool specifically. It looks like we're going to finally be getting into this warm-up. Glory Hammer.
actually, one thing that's a little bit interesting about this pool is it seems to be very well balanced so far. We've only played 4 of the 8 matches that are played on the quarterfinals pool, and every single map has been played once in 4 matches. Like we have seen every single map in the pool now as of the last match, where 3 of them were picked
really
for the first
rare.
time. Yeah, usually there's like a map that is there, but like no one really likes, so they always like ban it. They just like leave it there, you know. And it doesn't even matter like what it happens in all modes. It happens in all stages. Seems
Literally.
not to be the case here. So
There's always like just the token map that just gets banned almost outright in every pool, and usually you only get to see that map like once maybe during the stage. But here we've played through the full cycle already. Yeah, we do get to see Lion play this warm-up. One of the newer players we mentioned. You know, another thing, Azer, we have Bubble Man casting this World Cup. I like to see more of the standard casters branching out here to other modes. It's always fun. The last time we cast, what was that, OWC?
Yeah. I think that was the last tournament, right?
Actually, yeah, it was the last tournament. I'm so used to there being another Mania in between. It's kind of throwing me off. Like, it's Taiko already?
Yeah, I do feel like Taiko has a lot of unique gameplay. I would say that I think it's a little bit unfortunate that it's a little bit on the unpopular side compared to the other modes, but it's nice to see that it's very nice to see that there's more and more players that are like at least getting interest in it, right? So.
Oh yeah, yeah, and Taiko's always been one of those modes I think is going to be kind of a mainstay just because of its popularity, obviously with the Japanese Taiko drum and just Taiko games in general. And there's also just a wide variety of mapping in the Taiko community. That's something that when you look in Taiko that not necessarily every mode has. Just there's so many mappers in Taiko, and there's a lot of maps, a lot of different mapping styles with SVs, many different technical patterns. So it's certainly for the brave. Some of these patterns I just see, I'm like, how do they read these streams, man?
One thing I really enjoy particularly about the Taiko World Cup, and I think by extension the 4T World Cup as well, because they do have a little bit of the same thing going on, in that there's a big presence for gimmicks or just stuff you would consider to be very, very unconventional. And coming from Standard, we don't really have that, at least like in a competitive setting. So it's always nice to see those maps being played out. And see how people do on like say like a pure memory pick, such as well, I mean not pure memory, but for example, Nomad 5 in this pool, Groundhog or something. There's always a map like that in the Taiko World Cups. I think that's really, really interesting.
Yeah, I think that is more present in Taiko than the other World Cups. That's a brilliant point. The gimmick maps in every pool, there's always like one really notable gimmick map. That's just available, and sometimes it gets banned, sometimes it just doesn't, but it's always there. Going through the warm-up. I don't know if this is going to be able to tell us much, but both these teams just getting warmed up. US with a slight lead, but it's warm-up. Canada looking pretty strong, though. They're getting all their players in. We don't see Vlad or Jander in the lobby. They're electing to let Barry and Lime take it. Get some warm-up time on stream. I like it. But now it's roll time.
Yeah, so again, we did not see the USA warm-up. It was played out, though, so we are going to move on to the bands now.
Go ahead and get those roll guesses in the chat going.
See, last round, Canada did go for a hidden ban, while the USA did go for a hard rock ban. Not sure if we'll be seeing that again.
Canada's going to roll a 29. Still waiting for the US roll. $68 from Loopy, and that's good enough to win it. So the US will win the roll here. Yeah, that really is a good point. In Taiko, I never really thought of it that way, the unconventional picks, because even in like the Catch World Cup, we have them occasionally, but usually it just gets instantly auto-banned.
Yeah, there's just a lot of stuff that's present that is, I guess you could label as unconventional. Even in this pool, for example, Groundhog, I did mention, has a lot of like ninja notes. It's just pure gimmicks and pure memory, and just like the hidden mod, like as a whole for Taiko, can be quite unconventional as well. Like it's pretty hard as well. As I think Gene Disruption has a lot of interesting SV stuff in it. I don't know, like there's always a lot of a big presence for that kind of thing, so it showcases a lot more skill sets, I suppose. It's very nice.
Yeah, it certainly keeps it really interesting for the viewers too. So Canada will be up first to ban. You know, they banned HD in their previous match against Korea. So we'll see where they go. But also, chat, let us know who you're rooting for. US, Canada, the North American battle. It's quite hyped. It's win or go home.
Dolan, I wonder if there's like a way to officially support your favorite team or something like that.
I wonder, you know, I was thinking about that yesterday, and then I went over to the OS store, and they had this thing. It said, OS Taiko World Cup 2020 banners. So I clicked on it, and you know what? I bought a US banner for $2.50, and boom, it's just there on my profile, dude. And there's not only a US one, there's one for every team in the bracket stage.
That's insane.
That was a great reaction. But yes, guys, the epic plug from Azer here. You can get your banners in the store. Support your teams. They look really good, as always. But Canada coming out with a HD ban, Hidden 2, Finders Keepers, and US going with the Hard Rock 2 ban. So, even pretty standard here.
Yeah, both of them banned in the exact same mod bracket that they did last stage, so.
Oh my bad, I've been corrected. It is not Finders Keepers, it's Finder Keepers. Thank you, Mango Miser. But anyway, also this map pool is full of it's got some pretty good songs in it too, just in general. Always love to see that. But the US up to pick. Pool is wide open. Where will they go?
I don't know why this reminds me. The Find Your Keepers thing reminds me of, it's very relevant, but it's just a funny point. There's an artist some of you might be familiar with called Mami Udofu, and as some of you should know probably, there's no L in Japanese, right? So they replaced it with the R. So he made a song called Midnight Glow, but officially in the album and everything, it's called Midnight Grow. So there's a big debate about what is the actual name of the song, because it's obviously supposed to be Midnight Glow, but officially it's Midnight Grow. Anyway, random fun fact.
Epic. But the US are gonna pick No Mod 1 to start it off. Fairly high BPM, 274.
Yeah, a lot of finishers in this one as well. Can be a bit tricky.
Yeah, we did see in the France-Italy game, the finishers caught Italy out and did cause them to lose that map going for those extra finishers. But when your teams that are fairly evenly matched, those finishers are going to matter, because finishers are absolutely crucial in Taiko to score. We're going to have Cheese Salad and Threeson step in for the US. Janitor waiting for a teammate on the Canadian side.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be Janitor and Vlad, just based off the chat. And there he is.
And there's your boy.
I feel like for the Canadian side that should be the base roster for most things. We're gonna have to see, but
it's also really interesting dynamic with the US and Canada too, because that's a great point. Usually for Canada it is Jenner and Vlad, unless, on a few maps they substitute one of their players. But the thing I noticed about the Americans is they substitute a lot. They don't normally usually just keep leaving two players in. Sometimes they do, but they tend to substitute a lot, so I don't know if that's going to come into play, but it is just a different play style. Of course, Janner and Vlad are capable of getting the job done on most things. But here we go. US, Canada. Loser bracket, winner go home. No mod 1. And it looks like we're ready. So nobody's struggling early on. Everyone's still holding a double S at the moment.
I think something that's pretty interesting about a map of this BPM is if you look at people's playstyle, who's like tapping on like a dominant hand and like who's like alternating. But sometimes you get finisher patterns like that. You don't have a choice.
Yeah. But both SS's down for the USA. Vlad's still going with his. Canada with the lead off of accuracy at the moment. Still very close, about a third of the way through. And cheese salad accuracy down to 99.3. That's going to be a big factor here.
Definitely not over yet though, but yeah, the Canadian accuracy on this looking really, really solid.
I think Janitors have 1/100, that's it. Along with Threeson, it's really the difference is cheese salad. That's the only difference on the scoreboard, but oh, misses coming from Janitor and Threeson. They're going to offset. That is going to favor Canada slightly though.
Yeah, I don't know actually, because Janitor did drop a lot of accuracy with the miss, whereas Threeson kind of just had the miss, right? So it created a big accuracy lead in that regard, but Vlad still only has 100, so keeping the lead alive.
Yeah, Vlad is just outdoing Threeson at the moment, and Janitor is just barely outdoing Cheese Salad at the moment, so it's a very small difference in the scoreboard, but the 100's making a difference, and we're coming to the end of the map. This could be an opening break point for Canada. And no troubles here. Oh, Vlad will miss at the very end, but it's not enough. Oh, baby. Vlad giving us all a heart attack for a minute. But Canada will secure it.
Some really, really good scores from Threeson and Vlad there. Only one misses. G-Sound with the only full combo, but the lower accuracy actually makes the score the lowest somehow. Yeah, Canada going to take that one. Breakpoint off the bat. It's now their pick.
Yeah, this would be great for them if they can capitalize off this early and get a point on the board. But ultimately, the consistency of all the players was pretty even in terms of just how they played. Cheese Salad with the only FC, but the misses were few and far between. Unfortunately for Canada, Vlad's came at the very end of the map. But that's enough for a point on the board. And do you think they go with that Hard Rock pick considering the US banned it?
It's a possibility.
we're both here like, we don't know, Taiko. I don't know. They could pick this. They could pick that.
I think what Canada might be going for would be free mods and try to... No, okay, I'm wrong. All right, it is going to be Hard Rock. I was going to say free mod might be a good idea because they can potentially overmod and take advantage of like the skill cap of Janitor and Vlad, but nope, just straight up Hard Rock. So
see, we do know what we're talking about.
Sure.
Yeah. Loopy stepping in for the US. Canada gonna leave Jenner and Vlad for this one. No surprise there. All right, Azer, we now need to cast in every single World Cup together once for the meme. Just one match. But Electro, speaking of all modes, Electro's like, did somebody say all modes? So 2 subs for the US.
You know, come to think about it, it's actually pretty sad that Electro didn't ever get to play in the standard World Cup, because that would have meant he played in all World Cups, right?
I don't think anyone's done that.
And no one's done that. Crystal has played in 3 different ones, I think, but not
He's-
Taiko.
Yeah, he just hasn't played in Taiko, and Electro hasn't played in standard. And there are a few players that I know that have played in 2. I think R18 for South Korea. I don't know if he's played in 2 or 3.
And the thing too is, Electro, when he was like at his prime in standard, was definitely good enough to play in the World Cup. But if you guys aren't aware, there's a lot of really good American players in standard, so it's very, very hard to make it onto the roster. So unfortunately, he didn't get to. But yeah, I think that would have been unprecedented to have a player play in 4 World Cups, maybe even 5. I don't know if he played in both 4 key and 7 key.
I don't recall seeing him in 7 key, but I know he did play in 4 key.
Yeah, starting off here, SS's from everyone, but Vlad does find a miss, so never mind.
Electro's going to trade it, though. Vlad another miss, and Electro actually able to keep a lot of accuracy here. Vlad dropping down to the 97s. Loopy and Janitor still going strong. So early lead here for the US. But still only halfway through. Yeah, Vlad going to work recovering. Canada gonna have a chance at this one. He needs to recover Ack and hope for an American miss. 1/3 left. Janner only finding 1/100. He's playing really well. Loopy still rocking the double S.
Everyone recovered their accuracy pretty. Oh, okay.
Electro does get caught out, and he drops a fair amount of accuracy down to 98.2. Canada in front. Canada. That was the break they needed.
There's still potential for something to change here as the SVs get a little faster, but
we'll see. They're looking strong. Janitor and Vlad are going to close it out from the miss off Electro.
yeah,
2-0 Canada.
What are those accuracies, man? Fucking Janitor Loopy with 2 and 300s. That is crazy.
That's actually insane. Unfortunate for the US there. They were leading most of the way through, but Canada able to put themselves in position to capitalize off a mistake, and that's exactly what they did. They lead 2-0. Wait, they got the exact same score. Loopy and Janner have the exact same score.
Wait, what?
Down to the they got the exact same score.
Wait, what?
Literally,
Wait,
look
they
at
have
the
different
MP.
accuracies.
Different, exact same score. What?
Oh, okay, no. So the attorney client was showing something different, I think, because both of them have 300s on the MP. I think it was showing that Loopy had 2, but he actually has 3.
Okay, I was like, wait, that's the exact same score. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, it's actually such a rare occurrence. Like, other than like SSs, which are obviously going to tie most of the time.
That's ridiculous. So apparently the attorney client didn't count one of his hundreds? Interesting.
Yeah, I think it happens from time to time. It's very rare. There's a time
oh, no way. In the player chat, they're saying that he did have fewer 100s, but the finishers potentially.
Oh, maybe. There was a case. There was a case in the Standard World Cup a couple of years ago where a player on my team had a score of 999, but the tournament client didn't show that score. It was a different score, so we're all just spamming in the player chat saying 999, and everyone didn't understand what was going on.
Nobody. I remember that. I was like, what's with all these 9s? But Hoopweed is going to come in for Electro here. And Fremont 1 has been picked by the US.
Oh, now this is a good song.
Yeah, speaking of bangers.
A lot of BPM changes in this one.
Now it's time to see where the mods line up. Who's going to overmod?
I'm actually not too sure if we're gonna see overmod on this. I feel like it's more likely than we see one HDHR and one nomad on both teams or something like that.
Mm-hmm. For the consistency. Again, what do we know? We can speculate all we want. But players have been doing some pretty crazy things with free mod because there's so many different ways you can play it. Obviously, as you said, you can go one HDHR and a no mod. You can do a one mod a piece. You can overmod and go for 3 mods. There's a lot teams can do with free mod. But a healthy start here from Canada.
No. Okay, so judging off the chat, it's like Loopy gonna go HDHR, but Canada won't.
Janitor rocking with Hidden.
Oh,
Vlad is
okay.
gonna go no mod. And waiting for Hoopweed to load, but speculating he's going with Hidden.
Oh,
No.
okay, that's interesting.
So USA with a heavy mod advantage here, but Loopy with Hidden Hard Rock.
Yeah, that's actually a huge mod.
Whoa.
The double mod advantage on the American side here. That's gonna play a lot into the score difference here, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's only if they can keep up their scores.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, but sometimes free mod's a great place to go if you want to shake things up and just try to change the flow of a match because you get to play mods that you want to play. You can even play no mod. There's a lot of ways to play it. So USA going for the overmod. Canada going for the minimalist approach here. But hey, it can work. And Hoopweed starting off with some accuracy troubles. But that scorebar is going to be moving quite a bit.
And you can already see the mod advantage. Look at the accuracy difference, by the way. Okay, well he missed,
Yeah.
so it's different now. But both of the
But-
Canadian players are like 2% ahead, and USA still have the score lead. But that's going to change as Loopy did find himself 2 misses.
Yeah, Hoopweed also going to
And-
break, and now Canada really going to stretch it.
Yeah, Hoop not only missed there, but he kind of chained his misses a lot, as tends to happen with Hidden. But yeah, that's a that's a large lead for the Canadian players now.
Yeah. But also they're both at 99s. Compared to the US who are down at 96s and 97s. Loopy now getting back up to the 98s. US got to do some heavy recovery here and pray for some Canadian misses because it has not started off well for them.
Yeah,
But again, the mod advantage is slowly pulling it, but is there enough time?
yeah, that's the thing. I think if Loopy and Hoopweed keep playing just fine, even though they both missed and they both dropped their accuracies, I think it's enough to actually take this.
Yeah, again, they do have a 2 mod advantage. That's why it's so heavy. And look at that scorebar. You can see it is actually eking very close. Coming to the ending, too. Things are about to get really intense here. Into the speed up here. Canada trying to hold strong and close it out. Jetter will miss, though.
Ooh.
And that single miss. Look how fast that scorebar shot. Loopy will drop, but he's going to hold it out to the end of the US. The gamble pays off. They get on the board. Loop and Hoop coming through with the overmod. Canada played very well, though. Look at Vlad. Nice score from him.
Yeah, Loop with HDHR on this though is pretty insane. Played that excellently. But yeah, as it's gonna tend to happen with Hidden only is you don't just miss once, you're gonna chain miss until you can recover and pick up your reading again. So both times when Hoop and Janitor dropped their combo, it really, really swung the score. But yeah, unfortunately for Janitor happened at the end at like the worst possible time. So Yusei going to take that point.
Now Canada going to try to preserve the 2-point lead here with their pick. That was pretty wild. But we'll take a look at the map pool, and there's still a lot that they can go through here. No mod double time. And speaking of double time, it's here we go. Ooh, early miss from Janner and a slight act drop from Vlad. But now Threeson finding the act drops as well. Loopy though, strong start from him.
Yeah, I think those were just the intro jitters.
Yeah.
They should both be recovering, but I mean, USA
Yeah.
getting the bitter end of that deal, I suppose.
Yeah, but Vlad has recovered quite nicely. He's back to 99.8 and Loopy down to the 99.4s. But that early Canada preserving the 2-point lead, 3-1.
Yeah, solid performance. Surprisingly, the only full combo from Vlad.
11 100s from him. And the only FC. US now up to pick. The thing I've noticed so far about this stage from the few matches I've watched and from the previous stages, that teams are they're picking all over the place in terms of like the mod. Mod 2, Gene Disruption. The US gonna overmod again?
I think this one is a little bit more straightforward with mods. I think if you're familiar with the SV changes.
Yeah, on this one, actually, I don't know if we're going to see any overmods here. I think we could potentially just see all of them pick one.
I think if Loopy HHR the other pre-mod, then you should be able to do this one.
Yeah, he could have if they're feeling risky, but again, that was... They did win that pick, but it was pretty wild. They had to pull it back.
Yeah.
It wasn't a guarantee. And I don't think a team like Canada, who's fairly good, really good in terms of just consistency with accuracy, I don't think they mind doing one mod and a no mod and then just saying, you know what, if you're going to beat us, you have to overmod us. Because they almost won him. But who knows? I do feel like the US kind of has to try to take more mods from Canada in that situation when you just know that they're better in terms of just consistently hacking. Well, it looks like we're going to find out soon enough. Yeah, Loopy with the HDHR, Janitor with the HDHR, Vlad will take HR, and Cheese Salad will take Hidden. So
I'm actually wondering if Janitor was like pressured, or like Janitor or Vlad was pressured into taking more mods to not let the USA have a mod lead. Or the other way around.
Well, so far, Canada at the start with the better accuracy. Cheese Salad struggling on HD right now. Intro jitters. Janitor still keeping a 99. Oh, but he will drop early on. Loopy and Vlad looking pretty good right now. So US with a slight lead at the moment. But as we've seen, anything can happen with these two teams. 1/3 down. Oh, Vlad will miss.
Oh, that's a weird place to miss. I guess the SV's pretty fast. Never mind.
Oh, and he misses at the start of that stream too. US starting to pull away now. They really need this point to keep themselves in this match. But it's not over. Final third coming up.
I'm really looking at Cheese Salad to make sure he holds it together with the solo hidden, because it'd be really, really easy to just get chain misses, especially when Loopy's gonna miss.
Yeah, he did find a miss, but didn't tank too much accuracy, so not disastrous, but Janner is gonna follow it up with a miss of his own. But you're right, as long as he can avoid that chain miss, things should be in the clear. USA looking strong here, and they will get a second point on the board. Premod has been kind to them.
Yeah, that was actually really good from both of them. Very, very well played.
And Cheese Salad coming over the FC.
Yeah, I think that might have been a bit of a research pick as well, because I don't know if you just compare the scores. That was pretty dominant in USA's favor. Generator getting 4900s, which I feel is pretty uncharacteristic. I mean, not a big fan of that map. But then again, HDHR on this is pretty insane. Apparently not for Loopy though.
Not for Loopy, apparently. Where do Canada go here? I mean, I feel like, you know, double time, they played fairly well. They're probably going to be confident on double time. No mod hasn't been played yet. Might be risky at this point. Just because you really don't want to drop a breakpoint at this point and tie the game up. And DT2, yeah, I was going to say, I feel like DT is the only area where it just feels the safest if you're Canada right now.
Yeah, this map hasn't been too popular so far. We did see it for the first time last match, but pretty hard to time properly.
Yeah, but we did see the US struggle a fair amount on that last double time pick. We'll see who they throw in here. But I could imagine
Probably
Threeson.
yeah.
Yeah, I was like, could imagine it'd be Threeson. No Electro. We got you baited.
I think if you look at the previous DT pick, I think Tucson maybe didn't do as good as you would have liked. So maybe he's not comfortable on this one either.
So it'll be Loopy and Electro. Thing I'm wondering is about this match is eventually, I mean, if this keeps up, because 3-2, no team is kind of close to match point. Unless Canada can take this, they'd be at 4. No mod at some point is probably going to have to get played a bit more than obviously we saw the first no mod. But we have a gimmick map in there, you know, Groundhog, and there's just a lot of other no mods. So I wonder how long are these teams going to play the mods?
Seems like both of them have kind of been shying away from picking the weirdest stuff, going for more traditional.
And they could just both not be confident in their gimmick skills, but Loopy is going to find some early act drops here along with Vlad, but Vlad will find a miss too.
I would rather say on this, everyone has normal act except for Janitor. I think this is the way this map goes.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. But so far, it's very close, back and forth. But Canada's accuracy is slightly better. Janitor's act now getting down to Electro's level, and now the US with a slight lead due to the miss.
There we go. He now has normal accuracy.
Yeah, he's human.
He was too good.
We had to nerf him mid-match. Janitor with
Hey,
a
I didn't
miss.
do anything.
Hey, okay, when I said nerf him, I didn't mean kill him.
Ooh,
I
Vlad
followed up
finally missed.
Loopy, and it's Electro standing tall. He's got the best act. He's got the best combo. Loopy with another miss. Third of the map left, though. This be a huge break point. But it's still not won quite yet. Still very doable for Canada if we see any troubles on the American side.
Yeah, Electro just looks really comfortable on this.
Yeah, you know, and sometimes you'll just have players who are just good at specific maps in the pool, but Electro will find a miss. Vlad's gonna trade it. Electro able to hold on to that 98. He'll struggle more though. Score bar getting close to center. Janitor misses though. Loopy's down. Oh, did Electro just... Whoa, wait, what happened there? And it looks like US won it by 14K.
Yeah, it looks like Electro just left too early.
Yeah, Electro left early. That's what happened. Really threw us off for a loop, but the US do take that point. 14K, that's really close. So it says, yeah. There we go. Scoreboard is all normal. The MP link. Electro actually came in through quite clutch. Almost choked it at the end, but able to hang in there long enough.
Janitor does have the highest AC and the highest score, but not enough.
It's very close. 14,000. Now we got a match here. 3-3.
I really hate when the players leave early. It always feels like so much confusion.
Yeah, because it'll just cut off and the score bar flies to the other side and you're like, what?
Yeah. Just do keep in mind, guys, the attorney client does have a little bit of a buffer period, so it's all sync. There's no lag or anything. So if someone leaves immediately after their play is done, that's what happens.
And the chat goes crazy. Goes, no, Canada's leading 4-2, and then we get all this nonsense. But hey, sometimes players forget. We got a match now. Maybe. I mean, the score's tied, so that's a thing. And I'm wondering, when is Nomad going to be played? But here's Hidden from the US. They're finally going to go for that Hidden 1 pick. Of course, then again, they were playing so good on those free mod picks, so... But Vlad is actually going to sub out. Canada finally going to make a substitution. I don't think Vlad and HD get along well.
Let's see Barry maybe coming in? Not too sure.
See Barrier, one of the newer players from Canada this year. Loopy and cheese salad in the lobby for the US. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We are seeing a substitution from Canada.
Wait, they have more than 2 players?
Whoa! They have a bench? In before it's just a debate and Vlad comes back in anyway.
Yeah, he's just like changing skin or something.
Yeah.
Oh
Well,
my god, he came back.
Did I just caster curse myself? Holy moly. Psych, Vlad subbing in for Vlad.
I can't wait to see this new player.
Oh, man. Never a dull moment. All right. Epic debate.
I did honestly really want to see like someone else play though, just because
Yeah.
we don't get to see that often.
Just like anyone. Oh man, that was good. Ooh, and Vlad and Shannon
Oh,
was
what's
early.
happening?
Oh wait. Vlad, was that real? Okay. Not the strongest of starts here for Vlad. I mean, it also just could be that they just don't have a second player who can play this.
I think I'm going to assume that he just had some stutter or something at the start, which I think can be pretty deadly if you have to like memorize a little bit of what's on screen, right? So
Yeah, it's unfortunate for him, but the U.S. is going to profit off this. It's over 100,000 points.
yeah, this is almost like impossible to come back from, honestly.
Yeah, there's only one miss, now it's from Loopy on the side of the U.S. One-third of the map left. Canada's still struggling, but what can you do? The good news for Canada is that there's no more HD after this.
Wait, janitor missed on. I mean, I don't. Probably not trying anymore. What was that? He just missed on like single notes. So I don't think. I don't think it would have mattered. Yeah, this is not looking good for Canada.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say the U.S. might have this one in the bag. But for the U.S., it's going to actually be their first lead of the match. But now Canada will have the pick. It's 4-3 U.S.
Yeah, that's actually one of the biggest score leads I've seen in a long time, actually. 329,000.
1,000. I was really hyped to see a new player, the Fad Jabay.
Yeah,
And
I think,
Canada going for creep instantly.
not a comfortable map for them. We pick creep.
And also, this is kind of where the match gets really serious because, I mean, it's a loser bracket match. So Canada have a little bit of work to do, but they're more than capable of doing it. It's going to be creep. If I recall correctly, this is kind of the kind of a techno mod, if I remember right.
Somewhat, yeah. I think the main difficulty of this is just how bursty it is. A lot of like ridiculously fast burst. And if you listen to the song, it doesn't really sound like there's anything there, but it's like they just hit you with like 1/8 and I think even 1/12 at some point. It's really, really, really fast, and they kind of come out of nowhere. So
got to be ready for the burst, and it looks like the U.S. are going to keep their roster for this. I mean, I think we might see Vlad sub out for Vlad here. Nope, not even. Is this Vlad 2? Vlad 1 is on the bench. We have Vlad 2 in. But here we go. Now, every point very important from here on out.
map does have a very slow start, so
yeah, looks can be very deceiving. few 100 drops from both sides in the intro. Nothing major. But we're soon going to be getting into the techs and the bursts. All that good stuff. And here we go. Slight SV changes.
Yeah, expecting a couple of misses coming up ahead.
Yep, and here we go. Now we're really getting into it. Canada with the lead in accuracy. So far, no misses as of yet. Look at those bursts just hidden in those streams. Those bursts. Loopy will be the first one caught out. So Canada with a decent lead here. About 40,000. Look at those SV changes, man.
Actually, pretty good lead so far.
Yeah, it's
Got
a
pretty
little over 40K right now.
they got pretty good accuracies too, all things considered.
And I think even with a few misses from Canada, it's still going to be really hard for the US to pull it back with a third of the map left. Vlad will find a miss, dropping some accuracy, but Janitor, I think he should still be enough to keep Canada ahead. Loopy with a miss, that's really going to help Canada out.
Yeah, even with Vlad's miss there, they just look so much more comfortable on this.
Mm-hmm. Janitor, what a performance. Look at that hack. Looks like we're going to be tied up again here. Unless a catastrophic meltdown occurs, Canada look like they're going to be taking this one. It does speed up at the end, though. Just got to avoid that note lock.
No, that'll be it.
No, yeah, they got it. Healthy win there, about 90K. And we're tied at 4. Jenner and Cheese Salad coming away with the FCs.
Yeah, I think despite Vlad's miss there, his accuracy was actually really good. Like, excluding the miss is actually the best in the lobby, so pretty good pick out of them. It's not only one pick left for either team.
Yeah, one pick left, and I think that Canada on their next pick could potentially eye up a map like Groundhog after a performance like that on Creep. But the US have a pick first. There's a free mod, Zombie Sunset, still open. The rest is no mod.
That's only no mod in Zombie Sunset, pretty much, so.
Again, if you're the US, the thing is, right now, I just think they're one map short of getting a 6-4 win here. I think they, based on how they played on Fremont, they look really good. But the US are actually going to go for Groundhog.
Alright. Well, I'm just glad we get to see this map again.
Yeah, this is a good map. Get to see those ninja notes again.
So you want to be a DJ? It's going to take an awful lot of practice.
Oh, wait, is Vlad going to debate us again?
Ready? Well,
Vlad 1's coming back in, boys. Oh yeah, for some reason in the Italy and France match, they started playing the wrong diff.
Huh.
Can they have the wrong diff selected here? But this time they catch it before the match starts. So
Let's face it, that was easy.
there we go. Barry will come in, a actual substitution from Canada. Do you believe it?
Nice.
So you want to be a DJ?
He's so excited. Look at that. Hey!
Take an awful lot of practice. Are you ready?
It's like, yes! I couldn't imagine just being on like a World Cup team and just having to sit on the sideline as your two teammates just play every map. Like the sixth man on a basketball team. Coach finally puts him in. Yes! Yes! Let's go, Barry. Maybe rooting for the US, but I'm also rooting for Barry.
I think it's been a long time since we've seen like a.
But let's face it,
There's like a group of like 5 Canadian players that were just like so good that it's just stupid to play anyone else. But now like 3 of those players aren't playing anymore. It's only Janitor and Vlad, so I think it's been a long time since we've actually seen someone other than those 5 players.
There you go, Barry. You're making history. Well, let's see what he can do. It is Groundhog. So hopefully he's been practicing those ninja notes.
I'm not sure if that was client. I think he missed the very first one. It was really fast, so.
Could be
going to take an
the
awful
tactical
lot of
miss.
practice.
Get the nerves out of the way.
Are you ready?
Okay, maybe not. Maybe that was just an extra job.
Well, let's find out, shall we?
Small lead for the US, but that could change at any moment. And Canada actually going to take it now off accuracy. I have a feeling we'll be seeing a lot of accuracy going back and forth. Loopy will drop. He's the first one caught out. Canada going to grow that lead. If you're the US, this is not the time to lose a point.
But let's face it,
Don't want to give up a break point and put the other team at match point. Canada looking good. And Barry's hanging in there. Janitor, look at that accuracy.
Yeah, he's comfortable.
I think as long as Barry can hang in there, Canada have a pretty good shot at this. Sloopy did find that miss early. He's slightly struggling. Cheese Salad is doing his best, getting up to a 99. Loopy will find another miss. Barry will drop, though, and a decent act tank from him, but he's still got better accuracy than Loopy at the moment.
see, that was impressive.
Janitor's doing so good, but Cheese Salad not too far behind, actually. Still not over yet. We're not even halfway done, so.
Yeah, there's still plenty of map left.
Really are.
But Janitor, look at that. He is on fire.
From the boys.
Time to sort out the men from the boys.
Maps like these will do that. Halfway through now, Canada's still with about a 40,000 lead. A 30k, my bad. Still a fairly comfortable margin, but not a ton of room for error here.
Watch out. Wow. This is no time to coach.
Question is, we see any significant act drops from Canada or misses?
See
And
if
that score bar is slowly shifting towards the US a little bit, but Canada's still with the comfortable margin.
Ooh, Barry
Ooh.
dropped a lot of accuracy and then missed that entire stream right there, so it might equalize the field a little bit, but
Yeah, it's definitely getting really close. Now there's not a ton of room for error at all. US Nibble on the heels. A Janitor does find a break, but he doesn't lose a lot of accuracy.
So far, so good.
ooh.
But the US getting some help here. Final quarter.
To compete with the mighty Scratch.
Oh, it's gonna be close.
It is gonna be close, and this is a massive point. If Canada could steal this one, that's big. Loopy does break. Barry will trade a janitor. Cheese Salad, the only one standing. But Loopy's accuracy is actually being it's really interesting. Janitor's accuracy really keeping him in it, but Cheese Salad is there with the FC. I don't know how the score is like going crazy right now, but Canada's still hanging on.
Janitor's accuracy is just so good. It's like hard carrying Canada right now.
Yeah, Barry keeps struggling, but Janitor with the 99 still. Cheese Salad, unfortunately, he found a lot of 100s. Maintained the combo though, but Loopy consistently finding misses. Unfortunate for him.
There's not much left though. It's pretty much the last section, so
yeah, it looks like Janitor gonna come away with it. Janitor killing it. And Barry is able to help put a point on the board for Canada. You can't say it was only Janitor and Vlad now, boys.
Ooh, Cheese with the full combo though, but big act drops in order to maintain it. Looks like it's not going to be enough. And Canada takes the break point. Has the last pick of the match.
Yeah, this is the exact scenario that the US wanted to avoid. Now they're literally at the mercy of Canada. It's only no mod and that one free mod 3 left.
Am I a real DJ now? Yes, yes you are.
Yes, sir. Step aside, DJ client. There's a new one in the room.
Okay, so again, there's only 2 nomads in Zombie Sunset.
Endymion, Ariadne, and Zombie Sunset. Take your pick, Canada. And I think it's safe to say they're probably going to avoid the free mod.
Yeah.
At least.
I think, yeah, I was going to say, I think
Endymion. Actually, I haven't seen this one played a lot. I know it did get played at least once, though. We picked the Nomad. That's not Ariadne. So it all comes down to this. The US's tournament life is on the line. They drop another point. They are done. Can they force the TB or will Canada get the dub here? I think it's been a pretty good NA battle so far. But we got the Loop and Hoop squad coming back in. Hoopweed is in the game. We played pretty good on free mod together last time, but this is Endymion. I think if Canada win this match, the obvious MVP is clearly Barry.
I mean, he does have a 100% win rate in this match, so...
Dude, he does. And Vlad and Janitor do not. But here we go. It's going to be Loopy and Hoopweed for the US, Janitor and Vlad for Canada.
That's it. This is the last one.
This could be the final stand.
I almost want to say this favors Janitor and Vlad just based off of like similar maps they've been playing, but I don't know. We've seen a couple of oopsies from both of them here and there, so it could definitely go either way. Maybe we get to see a tiebreaker.
That'd be pretty insane. But yeah, they've both shown some misses in this match. They've played well, but they have been prone to just a couple of random misses here and there. Here we go. And it's only 2 minutes long, folks. Canada with the early lead off of accuracy. Hoopweed's accuracy is down in the 98s. He's going to have to try to improve that if he wants to keep his country in it. But Loopy is there backing him up. Hoopweed with a miss. Vlad and Janitor doing what Vlad and Janitor do.
Oh,
There is a miss from Vlad.
a lot of misses on the finishers there, actually. That's really not good. USA taking the lead.
Yeah, and Janitor and Vlad's their act tanked simultaneously. Down to low 99s. Loopweed's still the low act, but with Loopy doing what he's doing, it's keeping the US in it. Halfway through.
Stream patterns can be really, really scary, though. We're in no lock territory, I believe.
Yeah, we don't want to see that now. That would be devastating for these players to slow down the stream. Everyone hits it. And Canada taking the lead off of accuracy. The US are going to need some help in the final quarter or their tournament is over. Canada trying to close it out right here, right now.
One last hard section here, so...
Yeah, one last hard section. Don't want to find the misses. Don't want to find those note locks. Janitor and Vlad still playing quite well. Oh, Hoopweed and Vlad will trade. Hoopweed misses again, and I don't think there's anything that the US can do now unless there is a meltdown. And that is going to do it. Canada take it. 6-4.
There's the superior accuracy there. Although gotta give it to Loopy for getting the best score, 600s. That's gonna be the last map the USA gets to play in this tournament.
You played good, boys. You played good. Canada just too strong, and the MVP obviously Barry 100% carried this team to the dub.
I mean, the stats are there. Canada has never lost a map with Barry in it.
Barry in. They're your winners. It's going to be Canada moving on in the tournament. The US have been eliminated. And that is going to be all for this block, but we still have 3 more matches this weekend. China, South Korea, Japan, Poland, and Spain, Taiwan yet to be played. But that'll take place in approximately 12 hours from now, 11 UTC. Have a look at the bracket. Only the UK confirmed for top 6. The rest are winners bracket matchups this weekend. And I believe Canada will await the loser of Spain and Taiwan.
I think so, yeah.
There haven't been any sweeps this weekend so far.
Oh, it's actually been pretty close. A lot of matches have been really, really close to tiebreaker.
2 6-4s, 1 actual tiebreaker. 6-3 and a 6-1. Fairly good matches, but that's going to close it out for this one. Canada, your winners, 6-4 over the United States. Azer, your boys did it.
Nice.
I will humbly admit defeat this time.
Yes, I totally win based on country association.
Yeah. That's how it works, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
hey, at least I get to keep my US banner on my profile, which you guys can also go get banners. Even for Canada. Did you know they make those?
Yeah.
Check them out in the YOS store. $2.50 a pop. Support your team. Support the tournament. It's all appreciated. Well, Laser, as always, it's been a pleasure, my dude.
Yeah, it's been a good time. If you guys want to catch more matches, make sure to come back tomorrow. Or around 12 hours or so, I believe. For the continuation of the quarterfinals. That'll be it for us, though. Thanks for tuning in.
We will see you next time.